Well, hey, everybody. Getting ready for the live show tonight in 8 minutes. So, get yourself ready for the show. We're going to take calls at the top of the hour. We have about 7 minutes till the show starts. We'll start at the top of the hour, just hanging out till then. Looking up the old MacBook that takes your calls. Hang in there. Go. Good deal. All right, so spread the news. We'll start the show in about, we got 7 minutes. We got a visual for tonight's episode. Burn Bomb Guide 2006. Let me know where you're tuned in. Let's go live on Instagram. There we go. Matt's up in Michigan. What's going on, Matt? Scotty G is not in Michigan. Let's see where Scott is. Wait, where is Scott? My one daughter is in Ball State, it looks like. Scotty G is currently at Citrico's. There he is. What's up? If by my friends is correct. What's up, Wade? What's up, Thomas? Yeah, I got it right. That's what that was. Always get Citricos and Narcoosse's mixed up. Shout out to Ahine60 and Amanda Wrenchwood over on Instagram. Hello. Is there no video over on Instagram? Do you not see me? Let me know. It's weird. Can you guys let me know? Can you see me on Instagram? Yeah, dude. Yeah, I saw that. Penn State played pretty well yesterday, and Mizzou had a tough one. I should have played the freshman quarterback. I was saying it all week. He scored 49 the week before. Change it up. Hey, the Cozy Cape. Can you see video over on Instagram? Let me know. Looks over on Instagram. Let me know if you can see video, because I do not see it in my preview. I'll see it in the preview, but I don't see it on the other double preview. Yeah, you guys won, but you didn't really win. 13-10. Rip show 2 minutes. Thomas Burke, can you see video over on Instagram? Let me know. Let's see that you just joined. Oh, you can see it. Okay. I just can't see it in that box. That's good, though. It's good news. Hello to Andrea. Almost time to start the show rolling. It is time. We are going to start on time tonight, because I'm not sitting here talking to Scott in the pre-show, because Scott is at the Grand Floridian. So let's do this. Maybe Scott will call in. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Oops, I need to do this first. Hang on. Boop. 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 So many buttons to push. And let me change my TV real quick, and then we'll start. Got to put it on Football Night in America. That way I don't have to watch 60 Minutes. I can see what's going on with football. Okay, here we go. I am going to need calls once I get done with the beginning part here. Okay, here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, November 23rd, 2025. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy weekend to you. Happy wrap to your weekend. And welcome to Thanksgiving week here in the States. Of course, I am Mike Rallman, host of the Be Our Guest Podcast. That's where we are. One of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Yes, we are already busy. We're like Santa's little helpers here in the holiday season, helping folks plan those trips to Walt Disney World, on Disney cruises out to Disneyland, even around the world. with Adventures by Disney. We can help you do that if you like. There's nothing better under the tree. Could you imagine waking up Christmas morning, opening a box? Guess what? We're going to Walt Disney World. I think that's all of our dreams. Probably not going to happen, but it could. We can help you do that. So if you want that to happen, let me know. Anyway, we're going to have a good time over the next hour. Taking your calls, 407-584-7173. That's 407-584-7173. I am flying solo tonight because my partner in crime taking a very well-deserved vacation. He is down there having a good time, getting ready to get on the Disney Fantasy tomorrow on Monday for a 5-nighter. He's going to head out to Lookout Keys, Castaway Keys, some sea days. Great times on the ship. Cannot wait to follow along and get me pumped up because 2 weeks from today, I'll be getting ready. Actually, I'll be on the Disney Destiny. Still not cleared to cruise. That's always that painful time. Like, come on, let's go. Why am I not cleared? I know I did the stuff hurriedly and it's probably all, messed up, but at least tell me what I did wrong so I can fix it. But, that'll happen here in the next week. But Scott's ready to go, so I can't wait to follow along. He's at Walt Disney World. I followed him on Find My Friends all around the Magic Kingdom today and Epcot and yesterday at the studios, and he was having a breakfast Ronto wrap. He was killing me saying it wasn't the best. I said, well, just next time I'm with you, I'll eat it for you. But love seeing my friends down at Walt Disney World having a great time. So follow him over in the Clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse, and the live from the Disney Destinations channel. It's awesome. If you're homesick for Disney, that's the place to be. But I'm flying solo tonight, so we're going to be talking. But you have to be the co-host of the show. You got to give me a call. But tonight I have some topics to bring to the table. A couple things. Friday, we talked about hidden gems around Disney Springs, things like Amorettes or the Ganachery, or going to get poutine. We didn't bring this up, but I was thinking about this. I always talk about Pam never listens to the show. My Pam, she doesn't listen to the show, but I do talk to her about the show over dinner sometimes. She's like, what you guys been talking about? And I was telling her the topic, and she's like, do you guys ever talk about Ghirardelli's? I'm like, we never do. We've gone to Ghirardelli ever since we were going to Walt Disney World back in the early 2000s. Like, that was kind of the hot place back then. But then, of course, it's been replaced by Salt and Straw. There was going to be a Ample Hills there for a hot minute, and then it never happened. There's so many other, Sprinkles was the hot place to go for sweets for quite a while. But Ghirardelli still brings them in. When you go over there, it's always packed, and it's really good. In my opinion, it's still good ice cream. So we're talking about just places that you just like hidden gems around the spring. So if you have one that we didn't talk about, let's talk about it tonight. Also, in the season of Thanksgiving, let me be one of the first to say happy Thanksgiving to all of our listeners here in the States on Thursday. I'm looking forward to it. The pies have been ordered. Of course, if you've been around here for a while, my mother-in-law gets me 2 of my favorite pies. They're the same pie, chocolate cream pies, from this one place called Hendel's Bakery in Florissant, where we used to live. They're going to be ready on Wednesday. Pam's going to pick them up. We get one that we serve to I talked about this on Mike in the Midwest. One gets served on Thursday during Thanksgiving meal with the whole family, where there's like 20 of us. Everybody, there's a whole bunch of pies, and that one goes out, and so everybody can have a shot at it. But the second chocolate pie never comes out. It stays in the fridge, and I get that one, just me, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because obviously my birthday is Thursday. So that my mother-in-law hooks me up. So that one gets tore up on, the family pie. There's not a whole lot left because it's good. Because we also have, I don't like pumpkin pie. We have like 4 different kinds of pies. Here's another thing for Thursday real quick. I've never tried pecan pie in my life. I am going to try it this year. I can't wait. I'm going to try it for the first time, see what I think. But this chocolate silk pie, I get my second one. It's all mine. And I eat that with my leftovers while I watch football all weekend. Like during the Iron Bowl on Saturday, while I watch, the Iron Bowl's Saturday, Friday. I can't remember. The Egg Bowl's Friday. But all the bowl, the Mizzou Arkansas game, which will be a hot mess this year. I got to have piece of pie. Because I make, with all the leftovers, I make my homemade holiday sandwich from Earl of Sandwich with cranberries, the turkey, the mashed potatoes. Just throw it on some Wonder Bread. Oh, so good. I cannot wait for this week. This is my favorite week to eat. So that's coming up. We can talk about Disney Springs, hidden gems there. What kind of things are you thankful for around Walt Disney World? There's so many small things. I'm just thankful for like a good morning walk around the resorts at Walt Disney World. That's one of the things I am most thankful for. Just getting up and seeing the excitement of a day dawning at French Quarter, Pop Century, Caribbean Beach, seeing a sunrise. I love that. Seeing people get up in the morning and just hustle around, grab a coffee. It's even more exciting to me than I think being in the parks early in the morning, the resorts, like everybody in their fresh outfits, like deciding where they're going to go. I love that kind of stuff. And also, one other thing I thought we'd talk about is Kim brought up, she talked about a show that she found, I think on, I don't know if it was on Netflix or I don't think it was Disney Plus. I should look in the Clubhouse, but it was one of the threads. But it was a show called, I think, Disney Unscripted or something like this, where it was talking about things that they had at Walt Disney World that are no longer around. And she mentioned the Richard Petty driving experience. And then that got me thinking, let's think about how many of those things that we got to experience at Walt Disney World that were a big deal back then that are people coming into the Disney thing right now would not have any idea about. So I didn't get to do the Richard Petty driving experience. I saw it many times, but my encounter with Richard Petty driving experience was my first marathon. I ran 2015 was my first marathon, 15, 16, something like that. Yeah, 15, because 16 was my first dopey. We had to run a lap around that race course. And it was, of course, it was in the Magic Kingdom parking lot. But the thing was, that was brutal because if you've never been on a racetrack like that, it was banked more than it looked like. It was super banked. And it was at about, I think it was at about mile 12 of the 26. And so your legs were pretty tired. I was way out of shape back then. I mean, way worse. And so by mile 12, my legs were toast. They were toast. And so you're running on this slant. And there was a car show going on in the infield, which was pretty cool to see, like classic cars and stuff. It was pretty neat. They had 60s tunes, like car music going, like Beach Boys and stuff, like Jan and Dean. That was cool. But you're running, you're kind of at an angle. You're running a lap around the course, which was kind of fun, but killed your legs because you're right. Dude, when you run with that, it's like those clover leaves when you run on the marathon. The clover leaves wear your legs out because you're running at an angle too. That hurts your hips and stuff. And this was way more severe. But the thing that got you on that course was, and it's like this, I guess all speedways. I know I went and visited Indianapolis Motor Speedway one day. I was on a professional development with my buddy to visit the Challenger Center in Indianapolis. We just decided that day to go see all the sporting venues in Indy. We saw the Pacers place. We saw Indianapolis 500 course. We saw Victory Field, the minor league baseball stadium. We saw the RCA Dome at the time. We saw all of them. We should have been doing Challenger Center stuff, but we did that. But to go into the infield, you had to drive down and kind of under. And there was this super steep, downhill and then uphill to get in and out of the infield to get to the track. And it when you would run 11 or 12 miles to run to put you down at a super steep downhill, people were almost falling. It was crazy. It was super wild that people, because it's just you can't decelerate when your legs are that wiped out. Sorry, I got Siri going here somehow. But I just remember that the people were just kind of a mess in that section of the course. Fortunately, after that was the only year we had to run the race course, the racetrack. So Rich Petty driving experience. I was also thinking Disney Quest went away. Remember the cabanas that were in Tomorrowland for a hot minute? Those were 10 days long that they're going to put cabanas in Tomorrowland that you could rent out. That was the weirdest idea ever. Just things like that. So we could talk about that. So we got a lot of things we could bring to the forefront, the things you're thankful for at Walt Disney World, hidden gems of Disney Springs, things you got to experience at Walt Disney World that are no longer around. Let's just share some stories. We got an hour. I thought I'd open up the phone lines. Let's talk Disney. You could bring up some other stuff. We got lots to talk about. Scott's down at Walt Disney World. He's having a good time. He said he was just at the Perch. He really liked it. So let me open up the phone lines here and to see what's going on. So The number is 407-584-7173. So he was at the Perch. He's at Citrico's now. So he's living the good life before he gets on the Disney Fantasy tomorrow. So let us hope that this works. All right, let's go here. And go here. And here. Hello, we have a call. Who's this?
Yeah, hey, this is Roger from Utah.
Hey, Roger, thank you for calling. Dr. Roger, thank you for calling in. I appreciate you.
How have you been?
I'm doing great, sir. How you doing tonight?
Very well. I'm a little sad Scott's gone tonight, but I'm happy to talk to you.
Well, you know, he's the star of the show. I just kind of push the buttons. That's how things
I don't know
go.
about that. But hey, I just had to tell you something. I was really struggling this last summer. I was kind of in my wife and I were in a lull. We hadn't been to Disney for a long time, and I was getting really depressed. And I was thinking, I need to do something about this. And so I thought I should call in, and I was going to call in for some advice. And, you know, I know you're a school teacher, and, you know, that's a lot like being a counselor. So I thought maybe I should call in. I could never get through. So finally, I just started booking Disney trips, and it seemed to take the edge off for a little bit.
That's a good way to do it. I can tell you that much. That's kind of how I used to survive. If you have a trip on the calendar, you have something always to look forward to.
That's true. So here's what I decided to do. I decided, hey, what I'll do is I'm just going to book a trip. I'm not going to talk to my wife. My birthday is coming up, so I'll book a trip, and then I can do all the planning and everything. And if I need to cancel it, I can always cancel it. We had like what do you call it, companion certificate we needed to use by the end of the year. We had our annual passes, so I thought, why not?
Hey, I mean, that works. It's the eternal optimism thing. You know, I mean, if it works out, like you said, you can go. If not, that is kind of, I mean, Pam Forrester talks about this a lot on the show, that if you think you might go, it's worth a $200 deposit because it is 100% refundable till 30 days prior. And I mean, worst case, you have something to look forward to. You lock in your price, you lock in that availability at your hotel. And I mean, it's a lot easier to get up and go to work on Monday if you do have something on the calendar. And, you know, I mean, if there's a 20% chance, there's a 20% chance that it happens.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, we ended up going, and we had a great time. But, you know, in those tough days of summer when I was really struggling, I thought, you know, I got to do something to take my mind off of this. I'm listening to these podcasts, and I'm just getting jealous seeing everybody's trip reports. And so I thought, well, maybe I should work more. And then they assigned me to work in the office that's in Saratoga Springs. And I'm like, no, not Saratoga Springs. That just reminds me of Disney again.
Yeah.
So I thought,
but you could listen. You could also say that's fate, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's almost fate talking to you. Like, that's what.
Yeah, that's a good point. But then I thought I'd listen to some like sports radio stuff, right? And the host name is Scotty G. Oh. And so that didn't help me either. So just one thing after another.
Yeah, that's the universe talking to you, I think.
Yeah, so we decided to go. Anyway, just wanted to say hello. Those trips that you just may or may not go on, book them when it got within the 60 windows. That's 60-day window. That's when it started getting a little easier to handle. That it'd been so long since we've been to the park. So I don't know if that's going to help anyone out there, or in your future counseling sessions with other listeners, you could use that, but I just thought I'd share that.
Well, I've told my wife, you know, this podcast, we'll be 19 years in come this spring. And I told her, I think it's just it's like a long-term, basically group therapy session, you know, is what we do. You know, we meet 4 times a week, you know, Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Sunday nights. It's like our big huddle. You know, if you have a question, comment, we can talk live here for an hour, like check in with each other. But we get through life together, you know, because like when the time changes, it gets dark, people get a little sad, you know, but we can talk together. And Disney's kind of a fun thing to talk about. It's a good escape from, you know, everything else that's going on in the world. Life gets busy, work gets crazy, all that other stuff. This is kind of like the toy store. You know, it's something that's optimistic. Yeah. It's fun. It brings back memories of past trips. But speaking of that, do you have any of those things from the past that maybe that are long gone that you got to do at Walt Disney World? Like I was mentioning, like the Speedway from back in the day, or Disney Quest. Did you get to do any of those things that are long gone that you recall?
Well, for me, I kind of grew up around Disneyland, so the they used to call it the Skyway. It's kind of like the gondolas there at Disney World, but I miss those. And I miss the people mover at Disneyland. That's one of the saddest things there is, but that's what I miss.
Yeah. See, I'm new to Disneyland. I didn't get out there till 2022. And I mean, within 5 minutes, I fell in love. Scott was there. And I was just like, oh my gosh, because I'm super nostalgic as it is about anything. And I couldn't get enough immediately. And then when I saw the people, because you can obviously still see where the people mover was in Tomorrowland, I'm just, it's shocking to me though that it has just sat for that long. It just because now I've listened to like Wedway radio episodes back in the day with Nate and Matt and 3028s, and I listened to a lot of Disney history with read books by Christopher Smith, and it's amazing that there hasn't been more, I don't know, like urgency to like refurbish that, bring it back. I know that it's probably a huge undertaking, but I don't think it's impossible. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Because you got to experience it. I just think it would bring kinetic energy. It would bring I think Tomorrowland actually Disneyland does need a little pizzazz or something. I love Disneyland, but I mean, Tomorrowland could use a little shot in the arm.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not a people mover expert, but it does seem like, the tracks are all there. Why not do some safety upgrades or whatever they need, sweep off all the leaves off those tracks and get it running again?
I'd be all for that because, like I totally missed the ball on that. So if I could actually get a piece of that in my lifetime, I would love it because, I remember just when I got to ride the subs that first time out there, because I'd heard so much about the subs, I was like, I know this isn't the original thing. Now it's Finding Nemo, but it's like I'm riding the subs, Autopia out there, just because you're riding history.
That whole area with all those different modes of transportation cruising around, all in the same spot. It's so cool.
It is. I get to go back out there for the race. Last one. Again, this is going to be the last one though for a little while. They're not going to do the races out there after this one for a little bit because of the expansion, which I understand, with all they're going to have construction going on. But right when I got into, I must be a curse. Like right when I started running out there, they're like, too bad, Mike Rallman, you're not going to get to do it anymore. But, so believe me, but I love my time out there. It's a great time.
Cool. Well, my wife and I are going to be running in that race in January, so hopefully we'll get to meet you one of these races.
Oh, so what do you guys? Which ones you guys doing? The 5K or what, going longer?
10K. 10K yes. At Disneyland and the half at Marathon Weekend.
Oh, we're doing both. Okay, so I'll be at both. Yeah, we definitely got to meet up, get a picture, and say hello. I'll be down there I'll probably be at both solo weekends. So yeah, definitely we'll get to hang out.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, hey, all right. Well, I appreciate you calling. Man. All right. Well, hey, you have a happy Thanksgiving with your family. I appreciate you.
We'll do. Eat lots of leftovers on that Wonder Bread. Sounds great.
That's how we roll here. All right. You take care. It's good talking to you.
Okay. Have a good one.
Bye. You too. Bye-bye. All right. That's a great call there. Oh, man. That's so fun. Yeah. The people who were at Tomorrowland and at Disneyland, bring that back. I'd be thankful for that. All right. 475847173. Oh my gosh. Scott's going to Phantasmic tonight. He's asking what he should get at Citrico's. Anybody got a favorite dish at Citrico's? Let's get this going here. And 475847173. Phone lines back open. You want to talk Disney? Kimberly says Disney depression is so real. She's over on Facebook. It can be. We have a lot of folks tuned in down at Walt Disney World. Listener Michael is at French Quarter right now watching his son eat beignets. And he got to meet Scotty G at the pool this afternoon. Celebrity sighting. I don't know what's more cool, meeting Scotty G or getting beignets. Maybe having beignets with Scotty G. That'd be the ultimate. All right, 407-584-7173. Give me a call. Let's talk. Oh, we got one coming in. Let's grab it right here. And do this. You got to hit 3 buttons. And we have our next call. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike. This is Sarah from Wisconsin.
You said Sarah. I want to make sure I get it right.
Sarah. Yeah.
Sarah. Hello. How's Wisconsin tonight?
It's not too bad. It's just about freezing, so we're not too cold yet.
Gotta like that this time of year. So are you anywhere by the Dells?
About hour and a half away. So go there every once in a while. Yes, I know you love the Dells. It's a wonderful place to go.
I love Moose Jaw, the pizza place.
I know, right?
Mhm.
The pizza is fantastic.
It's amazing. That taco pizza there, I still think about it.
Oh
I wish
gosh.
Mallory was still all-star cheering just so we could go there for a competition.
Right, just to get back there.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for real. Like, you can't quit cheer. I need to go to Moose Jaw and get a taco pizza.
I know. And all of the cheer events in the state here, Madison has a whole bunch of state cheer and stuff too. So it's good going there and getting like Ian's pizza and stuff as well. So don't miss out on that.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, she used to go to all, like the competitions they went to usually were kind of in the state. Like, they always went to Indianapolis for something called Jam Fest. They did the Dells. Yep. They did, oh my gosh, they did like one in Indianapolis because they're like Midwest places, Kansas City. But like, I knew all the restaurants.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the food.
Exactly. So no, you didn't call for talk Moose Jaw and the Dells. So what's on your mind?
No, I didn't. But also, I did have a very specific question. So my cousin and I, happy early birthday, by the way. My birthday's the 28th.
Yes, happy birthday. Yay.
Right.
Hey,
so all of those birthdays around this time frame. But yeah, so my cousin and I are flying from Wisconsin to Disney on the 30th of this month, just for a 1 day for a fun birthday trip.
Nice. 1 day.
Yeah.
That's great.
1 day. So we're taking the first flight out on Southwest on Sunday morning on the 30th, and taking the last flight out of Orlando on that same day.
You're doing this on like the busiest travel day of the year too. You realize that, right?
We realize this, but also birthday weekend. So
I know. You're insane. I'm just gonna say that. I love it. I love insane, but you're crazy. I love this. Let's go.
Hey,
okay, so let's keep talking. You're my kind of person.
I know.
Okay, let's go. All right, keep going. This is great.
We got to do the family thing on Thanksgiving on Thursday, but we're like we got to go down to Disney and do something fun.
I love this. This is gonna be the best story ever. So go ahead. This is gonna be great. Okay.
So going along with this, here's my story. So we were talking about doing the 4-park challenge, but instead we decided to concentrate on Hollywood Studios and Epcot, because usually she has a 1 and a 4-year-old. So usually we don't get to do the fun adult stuff. So this time it's just us two. So we're just concentrating on those 2 parks for the 1 day that we're down here.
It's a good idea.
Here is my dilemma and where I'm trying to figure out what I need to do. I want to mail my Christmas cards from Disney, and I know Magic Kingdom at like by the like right on Main Street, the town hall or whatever, they have the stamp, right, that says mailed from Main Street, and then they have the post office, right, or the box.
I've seen the
that
box
you can mail stuff,
and I think it is real. Like, I think yes, it does get postmarked from Magic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, yeah. I haven't mailed. I know it's postal mail. Okay, because I haven't postal mailed a thing in my life probably in 10 years. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, yes, I've actually done this because long story short, I was coming from Germany and met someone on the plane and went right to Disney, and I actually mailed them a postcard from Main Street.
Okay.
So I know it's a real thing from Main Street.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But do you know if there is something at Epcot or Hollywood Studios that I can do the same thing, that I can go into like a community store and get the stamp saying that it's mailed from Disney, and then there's a post like a box at that park. I know there's a box at Epcot in the American Pavilion to mail stuff, but I don't know where the place for the stamp saying that it's mailed from Disney is.
So you're asking, so what's that called? Like when it like where it gets the stamp on it, that it would say that
right.
It would be
it's
different
not,
than if you mailed it.
It's not like the post, like it's not the like the post. It's not the postage, but there is a stamp. Like I know for a fact that at Magic Kingdom that they have a stamp that you can go to. Like if you walk into Magic Kingdom and right to the left by the fire station or whatever.
So basically,
there's a place
City
that you
Hall,
can go to
City
get
Hall.
the stamp.
I guess that would be City Hall. Guest
Thank
relations.
you.
Yeah,
City Hall.
Okay.
Yes, and then there's a drop off place right out City Hall, but there's a stamp at City Hall that you can get saying that you're mailing from Disney. Do you know if there's a place in Epcot that has the same? Because I know there's the box to put it in the American Pavilion, but I don't know where that stamp place is at Epcot.
Okay, so Wade is on YouTube and he is definitely in the know, and because his son was a cast member at Walt Disney World. He says there is a place you can mail from all 4 parks now, but you are asking about now you're talking not the like cancellation where it says like, where they put the, like they cancel it, like mailed from the Magic Kingdom. Like you're talking about like a physical stamp, like the stamp, like you don't lick them anymore, but it would have adhesive. Like you're buying a stamp that has Magic Kingdom that you put onto it, or you're talking about they do stamp it. They cancel it.
Like the stamp that says mailed from Magic Kingdom,
so
not
like the red thing
the
that's
postage,
like
USPS postage, but the actual stamp.
Okay, so that it shows like, okay, this came from the Magic Kingdom, like, or they press it like with the red ink. Okay, so okay, so I wonder if they do have that from all 4 parks. They might only have that from the Magic Kingdom. Yeah, the post. Yeah, that's what Wade is saying. He doesn't know about that's called the postmark. Yeah, I was trying to think what the word was for that. The postmark. Yeah. So here's what I would do. This would be what I would do.
Take the monorail over to Magic Kingdom.
What I would do though, no. Well, I mean, what I would do is do this for the Magic Kingdom and then ask at the Magic Kingdom about Epcot while you're at the Magic Kingdom, because they would know. Since they do it at Magic Kingdom, right? Like I would have a second set ready for Epcot. And then, if they do this at Epcot, they're going to give you the procedure, like go here, they'll postmark it there. And then you can go, best case that they do, you're ready to go. But if they don't, then you could just do it all at the Magic Kingdom and be done with it if it's all the same. Because they might just have like one property wide, just the Magic Kingdom, because the Magic Kingdom's the main park.
Main. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. But I mean, they could, but my heart's kind of telling me it's probably just the Magic Kingdom, because like that's probably good enough for most people to say, hey, I mailed you a postcard from the Magic Kingdom, from Walt Disney World, is what I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
But I would, I would ask at the Magic Kingdom first before you go to all the effort.
I know. The we're just planning on doing the 2 parks. So I think, and what I did a little bit of YouTube or Google research beforehand. I think maybe they do it at there's like cast member service, or there's the service place right by oh gosh, what is that?
Well, so at Epcot, it would be when you go into you would go to the left of Spaceship Earth right before you get to right before you get to like the Starbucks, in Connections Cafe. That's guest relations.
Guest relations.
Yes, that's guest relations at Epcot. So be on your left there as you're approaching Starbucks and Connections and all that. Mm-hmm.
Yep, I think I've heard that they may do it there. So I think the plan is to go there and see if they do it. And then if not, since we're not sure about it, if I may go to Magic Kingdom just to get the stamp and mail.
That's a great idea, though. I mean, I love the idea. And definitely when you get back, let me know because I've never mailed anything in forever.
I know, it's fun, right? Like, as I said, I've mailed a postcard to some random person in Germany and saying that it was from Main Street USA. But like the fact that I thought about it ahead of time and I'm trying to do Christmas cards, I don't know, just something fun.
Well, yeah, I know that they do this actually at Castaway Cay on Disney's private island.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it takes forever, they say, to actually get
like 4 months or something like that sometimes.
I mean, I've heard if you drop a coconut in the ocean, like it gets, back to Missouri faster.
Yeah.
But, who knows? Yep. But so it is a thing. But I would love to know. I'm thinking, though, practically, like I'm thinking efficiency wise, like they might just say like Magic Kingdom's like Walt Disney World, and that's for most people, that's good enough. Mm-hmm. But it would be great if it was all 4 parks, because that'd be for people like us, that's kind of like a perk. But you got to definitely let us know. So what else, you guys have any like goals for, like, are you trying to do, are you just gonna just do as much as you can, or do you have any like do you have any like an ADR or something, you're like a meal you're gonna look forward to, like what else like on the agenda?
Yeah, so we actually don't have much on the agenda because we do go down to Disney fairly often, even being from Wisconsin. But our goals for this trip is to just start at Hollywood Studios, hit Tune In Lounge for some fun there, and then head over to Epcot and do we do have a reservation for Geo 82, which will be amazing. We haven't been there yet, so that's our main goal for the trip, and just to do some stuff that we haven't done yet this year, just because we were with family or young kids or whatever. So yeah. That's really it. We didn't make any food ADRs, but we're both really big foodies. My cousin's actually a professional chef, so food is definitely always high on the agenda.
Well, you're gonna love Geo 82 because obviously you're a huge Disney fan, and it's great when you just a trip like this is perfect for that. It'll give you a couple, like an hour to get off your feet, enjoy some nice drinks, little maybe a charcuterie board, or I just got myself. Or something like it, just like little appetizers and stuff. But it's for the Disney aficionado. You'll appreciate it, especially on a trip like this where you don't have to worry about anybody else. That's a perfect time to do it. And one other thing, so Wade's son, who was again worked down at Walt Disney World, he says to go to City Hall for that special stamp, and the postmark's going to say Lake Buena Vista on it. So, which is the Disney town. So that lends me to believe that they would all be the same, because like that encompasses all of Walt Disney World. But we shall see. I mean, it's real quick. So you guys have been going a long time. Is there anything that you got to do a long time ago that is no longer around that you miss, like Disney Quest, the Speedway, any of those old things that are no longer kicking?
Yes. So you mentioned Disney Quest earlier in the day or earlier in the episode, and I definitely have a picture of me in front of Disney Quest where I had my head where I have the Mickey ears of the Disney Quest in back of me, like just like perfect picture. So yeah, I don't know. There's so many things that are at there have been at Disney that have gone now, and you just look back at it and it was like, that was awesome. But there's awesome things now too.
No, so I agree. I mean, things
we
have
appreciate both.
No, totally. See, I don't think Scott got to go to Disney Quest. I think I was talking to him about that. Do you remember Disney Quest on that? I think it was on the top floor. They had that bumper car game where it shot like dodgeballs at each other. That was like the coolest thing ever, because you got to go to Disney Quest. Like it was like a kind of like a Buzz Lightyear theme where you got in. I think there were like 12 cars on the thing. It was like back in the day. Again, now I'm going to sound really old, right? When this comes out on the feed, it's my birthday. So I'm giving the year older. But back in the day, we used to have these things called Dodge cars at like amusement parks. Our Six Flags had them. You got in them and all you did was run into each other. You just gave each other whiplash. That was the whole point of the thing. Nothing else. You just slammed into each other. But that was kind of what this was at Disney Quest. You had these cars, but what you would do is you would not only run into each other, but there were like gym dodgeballs, you know, like recess balls all over the floor, and you would run them over, and what it would do would suck them up into like a holding bin. You could hold 3 of them per car, and it would go into the chute, and then you would shoot them at the other cars. Each car had a target on it, and if you hit the car, like another car into this arena, it spun the car wildly for like 10 seconds where whoever's in that car lost control of their car. It was one of the craziest rides ever. It was so much fun. I can't, it was like, I think it was called like Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blast. I don't know if it was Astro Blasters or it was I gotta look it up, but he's like, that did not exist. I'm like, I swear we did it a bunch of times. It was, but it was such a cool place. It had like that virtual jungle cruise. And the thing, like you put it was basically kind of like an Oculus Rift back in the day, like the goggles, and you were on on like Agrabah. It made me almost puke. Like where you were kind of like, like on a flying carpet. Oh my God, that almost made me hurl. But it was neat. It was like a Pirates kind of virtual Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It was nuts. You had all the old video games. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I vaguely remember all of that. I am about 10 years younger than you, so I remember a little bit about it, and that definitely seems like something that Disney would have done. And it was a huge space. I mean, that was an amazing way to use that space, and I wish they still had it. And it was a good use of it and a good place to just let kids spend some energy. And I wish they still had that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, because like one floor was like nostalgia, like old video games, like the 80s, like Donkey Kong, and then I like the air hockey stuff.
I was gonna say that sounded like a Mario Kart type thing, but that was the other side of the
actually the coolest thing in there was probably the elevator that got you between floors, because it was really themed, and it had it was themed to the genie. And it was, it was like voiced by Robin Williams, and like, it told like its stories. It took you to all the floors. It was super cool, man. I wish everybody could have experienced it. Again, it's hard to keep up with technology, and it's harder and harder as technology accelerates. But back in the day, it was pretty astonishing. It was pretty neat. Especially, it was a great rainy day saver. Like if you knew, because we'd always go down for at least a week because we drove and we were teachers, so we didn't have anything to do over the summer. My wife and I both. So if we saw on the forecast, we're going to be there from like Monday to Monday. If we saw, oh my gosh, Thursday looks like it's going to be a washout, we're like, okay, so Thursday we're going to go to Disney Quest, and we just, go there. And because back in the day too, your tickets were called Ultimate Park Hoppers. So you could do whatever you wanted. Yeah. You didn't have to worry about it. Like you didn't worry about it. You got as many days as you were there, and you could park hop or do whatever. You go to the water parks. You didn't have to add anything on. Times were crazy back then.
I do have to say something not to sleep on if you're going down is Cirque du Soleil show. And we've gone to Drawn to Life just on like our rest day or whatever. That was amazing. Like it was a great show, and we didn't think that it would be so Disney themed as it was, and it was amazing.
I did see Drawn to Life. I went down for a media preview of that show, and I was blown away. The thing that got me was how athletic the cast of that show is. Those performers are amazing. I mean, you're right. It was very Disney. The story was amazing. Like it was emotional. Like I was down there, by myself solo for this, like a quick 2 days. And like, it's a story about kind of like a little girl and like her dad. And I'm like, oh my God, I was like shedding a tear, like in the crowd. I'm like, what am I doing? Like I miss Mallory, so it was like an emotional story, but like the whole thing, I'm like, holy cow, these people are such athletes. Like they should be in the Olympics. I was like, this is unreal. Like the precision, the choreography, the athleticism. It was, I mean, I wish it wasn't so expensive. I wish it was something that was like everybody could get, just walk in and see, but I get that it's a show. And it is worth the price of admission. It's worth it. It's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely getting into that Cirque du Soleil stuff where like you go out to Las Vegas and they have that higher price point, and it's definitely athletic and they put a lot of time into the show. But like I was just so surprised at how much that they built that show around Disney. I was not expecting that when I went to see the show. So it was something that it to me is kind of a sleeper. I would never expect it, but it was a very nice thing to go see that we weren't originally planning on doing.
I agree. It's Disney fans will all, I mean, I can't see a Disney fan not enjoying that show. It's pretty amazing, especially the ladies on the unicycles. That's like, holy cow, like, are you kidding me? Is that magic? Is that voodoo? It's crazy. Like, they're on unicycles, but I mean, it was like 2 years ago. I still can't believe like what I saw. So it was amazing. So, hey, I appreciate the call, and happy Thanksgiving and happy birthday to you on Friday. Have a good one.
You too, Mike. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving to you and all your family.
I will. And you got to give us a call and let us know how. I love the crazy, and you're getting into it. So when you get back, you got to give us a debrief of this insanity. It's going to be fun. The crazier, the better.
I mean, it's on Sunday. Maybe we'll call in while we're there. We'll see what happens.
I love it. Yes. Yeah, please. I mean, I like being in the eye of the hurricane. Let's go.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, our listeners are the best. They're the craziest and the best. Oh yes, and Jennifer out here in the Westplex, she reminds me that we did. I don't know if you saw us on social media, but Mickey was conducting the fountains at the Bellagio last night. I think it was for the F1 race out there in Vegas. All of a sudden, what's Mickey doing on the strip? But there he was. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And we've been to Schaumburg. Paul's asking about that experience because Disney Quest was also in Chicago back in the day. And we've been to Schaumburg a bunch of times because that's where we always competed every year, was at another place in Schaumburg, Illinois. And we went to that big mall because it was across the street from where we competed, because we competed at the Schaumburg Convention Center. And I can't remember, though, if we saw anything there. All right. So 475847173. Having a good time on a Sunday night talking Disney. If you're listening to this on the feed, it is Thanksgiving. What are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good Thanksgiving and having some turkey. All right, let's get this, and get this. And we have our next caller. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike, it's Brandon in New Hampshire.
Brandon, what's going on? Happy Thanksgiving a bit early.
Oh, geez, it's so cold here. We've been in the 30s every day, and we got our first ground covering of snow today. That forsaken four-letter word that nobody wants to hear.
Oof. Yeah, we're not getting that for a little bit, I don't think. So we're good. Chicago's getting it. Paige is going to get it soon, but I think we're in the clear, hopefully, I say.
It's brutal. I hate to see it, but, good times are coming. We're headed to Florida next week. Obviously, you helped us with our trip coming up.
Yes. I get to go in, 13 days as of recording. Now, when this comes out, a lot closer, but 13 days from as we speak. Can't wait. And I don't get to go to Walt Disney World, but I get to go to, I'm excited, Fort Lauderdale. Never been there in my life. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you're going to have a good time either way. I mean, anything Disney is a good way to go, isn't it?
Absolutely. So what's on your mind? What you got?
I have a quick question for you that you may or may not know the answer to.
I hope it's not about the post office, because I wasn't very good on that.
No, okay. It's not. It's about our split stay coming up. Our deal was 6 days at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we have to do one night at Pop Century beforehand. So I just did my advanced Lightning Lane reservations that were recognized for the entire trip. Do you know if the Disney dining plan attached to my Animal Kingdom stay will work on the first night while we're there at Pop Century?
It's before, right? The Pop Century?
It's the day before, correct. On Saturday, and then our Animal Kingdom stay starts on Sunday.
No, so the way the dining plan works, and this just for like any package, because it's the dining plan credits are attached to your package. So they'll start working on the day of your check-in on the package, and the credits are good until midnight the day you check out. So you also got to make sure on the back end that you use all of your credits this is where people get burned, is it's the
We
opposite.
all
It's
know
the
about the snack
opposite.
credits, loading up on the Rice Krispie snacks and the Chip and Dale's little trail mixes and everything else. Oh yeah, we know all about that.
My God.
I just wasn't sure if it worked on the front end.
No, because you got to check in on the package for it to be kind of activate. But this is like a word of warning for people that are doing it the opposite way, because a lot of people tag the room only on the back end, and like people think, oh well, this I'm going to be there for this, because sometimes you have to add days on even at the same hotels. Like you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge on a package with dining, but then there's the room's not available. You want to add on another day, so you put a room only. But your credits on the dining plan will still expire when the package midnight the night the package ends. So like that next day you go to like use a dining plan credit because you saved it, it's gone. Like it ends. So they expire. So just make sure you use them all. So if you have leftovers, like you say, get snacks or whatever you have. I remember buying when we used to drive, we go to like down to so dumb. Like I don't know if other people did this, but when I used the Disney dining plan, like I'm such a like snack credit hoarder. Like I'm like, that's not a good use of a snack credit. That's not a use. And I'd save them, and then there'd be 2 days left in the trip, and I'd have like 8 snack credits. I'm like, why didn't I use these earlier in the trip? Like, but then we'd end up with, like 3 or 4 left over the day we're checking out of Pop Century, and we'd end up buying like, boxes of Entenmann's donuts to take in the car for the drive home to St. Louis. It was so dumb. Like that's a boring use of a snack credit at Walt Disney World. We get those at the grocery store. But I mean, it was a good value because it's like, $6, but I should have got a Mickey bar or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those. It's a mental workout in your head.
It is.
You're like, no, this could be used for something later.
I'm terrible. Like that's just my personality. Like at the beginning of the trip, I'm super cautious about using credits. Like I don't want to burn them early. I'm like, oh well, I'll pay out of pocket for that. But why? Like just burn through the credits. Like use them because you got to use them. That's why you have the plan. I don't know. Like I'm terrible about that kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know why that's how my brain works. I wish I was the kind of person that could just like exhaust all the credits right up front and just be happy and not sweat it. That's why you have the dining plan. And then, like probably you won't have, if you have a couple things at the end you have to pay for, oh, well, that's okay. But I'm the opposite. I'll get to the end and I'll have credits left over. And I'm like, God, what am I doing? But yeah, your question is though, won't activate till you check in till you're over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So what are you looking forward to on this trip though? Like what do you got going on?
We're really looking forward to Boma again. The Boma breakfast is one of our go-tos every single time.
So good.
And their carving stations, Mike, that's unreal. Fresh carved turkey, fresh carved ham, even at breakfast time. I don't care what time it is. And then the deviled eggs. That's my Thanksgiving and Christmas thing. Is my wife only makes deviled eggs twice a year. And I always question her, why? Why do you only make deviled eggs twice a year? That is the perfect bite of food that you could possibly ever ask for.
Well, you've seen the meme going around social media, right? I sent it to my wife just a couple days ago, right? It says something like, do you want a half a dozen boiled eggs? I'm like, no. And then it shows like cut them in half, put a little mustard on them and paprika. Oh, you got me.
Exactly.
I'll eat 12 of those.
The way my wife makes them, she whips them up with, the mustard, the mayonnaise, and all that other stuff, but then puts crispy bacon on top with the smoked paprika as well.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's heaven in a bite.
We don't have
and why do we wait for that all year? Why is it only 2 holidays out of the year? We could have this weekly and I'd be fine.
Well, there wouldn't be a special if you had it weekly. And plus, Brandon, you might not be here to talk to me if you had it weekly. So let's be honest. I like talking to you. So that's why we have wives to keep us around. To be honest.
The closer I get to that age, we're right in that 50 range. You and I both. It's like I want this, but I shouldn't have this all the time.
I appreciate your wife, so we can still keep talking every few months.
And my wife's name is Pam as well. So I think there's a collaboration there. There's something going on with these Pams. They know what the hell they're doing.
They must. I know, because mine puts up with a whole lot of bad decisions that I make.
I agree. The only other thing I was going to say was that, we do 4-day tickets because we like our breaks, we like our resorts. And this trip, we're actually going to be doing 2 days at Hollywood Studios and skipping Animal Kingdom. As much as we love Flight of Passage, as much as we love the safari, with all the construction going on, we'd rather get fuller days out of a couple of our park days that were there. Obviously, we'll do Magic Kingdom, we'll do Epcot. Epcot's our favorite park, but the ride experience from Hollywood Studios would be much more enjoyable than the limited features that are going on at Animal Kingdom. I'd like your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the more, first of all, I like taking it easy too and not having to go to the parks every single day and like going from rope drop to the end of the day. Scott mentioned yesterday, I think they were down there and they were there at the parks all day, like from rope drop to the end of the day, which is fun to do maybe every once in a while, but I can't do it anymore. But what I say is the resorts are almost as much fun, if not more fun, than the theme parks, especially during a busier time of the year. But I'm kind of like at this point in my life when it comes to theme parks, I'm very selective in I'll hop into a park and I'll go to my favorite park and I'll just I kind of call it like a la carte park touring. And it's not always e-ticket attractions either, because I don't tend to buy lightning lanes, especially at Walt Disney World, and I'm fine with it. Like I don't have to do all the e-tickets, but I will drop in an e-ticket when I see it available. So like against my better judgment at the Magic Kingdom, I'll hop on Space Mountain, but I'll do, I still haven't done Tiana's because it's always been cold when I've been down there for like race weekends and so forth, or the lines were too long. It's just always a circumstance. I got to do that. Still, hopefully in January. Again, I'm going in January, so that's bad, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be nice. But I just go and I don't even really have an agenda. Like I just kind of a la carte things in the park that is kind of what I'm feeling for that day. And again, it kind of sounds, well, you get to go a lot, which that is kind of a nice thing, but I think you're in the same park and a lot of our listeners are, where if you don't stress and go in with like a mission, like I have to do X, Y, and Z, it kind of takes the pressure off. Just go to the park that you like and say, well, I know like today I want to eat at Sci-Fi. Say at the studios. Like I'd like to have a meal at Sci-Fi and I have a reservation here. But if I get to do 3 things here, I'm good. If I get to ride Toy Story or maybe get to go on, I don't know, Midway Mania and do something else, I'm happy. I don't know. Is that kind of how you feel? Because I don't know. Like I don't have to like meet a quota anymore. I used to always have to kind of meet a quota. Like if I didn't do 10 things, I'm like, well, I didn't get anything done today. Like it was not a success.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I used to keep lists of how many attractions we used to do in each park when we came down. I'd be like, oh, we did 10 attractions in this park from this time to this time. And now it's like, if we get 3 or 4 done, especially when we come down at Christmas time, we aren't there for the rides necessarily. We're there for the park ambiance.
That's it.
I love the Christmas lights. I love looking at the Christmas trees. We love going to Disney Springs, doing the tree trail. We just want to enjoy not being in New Hampshire when it's cold, but just Disney at Christmas it's more magical than any other time of the year. And we go down during Flower and Garden every year too. We love the topiaries. We love the flowers and everything else. It's not all about the rides, the experiences, the shows. It's enjoying the parks at a leisure pace, doing it as a couple, seeing what you can see, enjoying it the way we want to do it. Eat the food you want to drink or eat, and then drinking the drinks you want to drink, and go back to the resort and enjoy the pool, enjoy the resort you're staying at. You paid to be at that resort for some reason, whether it's Pop Century, we love Coronado Springs, we love Animal Kingdom. It doesn't matter what it is. They all have something to offer, that there's a reason you booked that place, even if it's on a budget and that's why you went to Pop or All Stars. The larger than life character things outside the resorts, everything Pop at Pop Century, they have one of the best food courts, just like El Mercado over at Coronado.
Agreed.
It's not fancy, but good food, you know what I mean? And enjoy where you're at and enjoy the time with the people that you're enjoying it with. It's not always about the rides or the experiences. Yeah, there's some things we'd love to do. And if we get there and the line's too long, screw it. We'll do it next time. But that's a privileged way to look at it. If you're a first timer, I get where you want to do everything, but we're at that point where we go consistently enough and we're old enough where it's like, let's slow down, look at our surroundings and just enjoy where we're at.
No, I 100% agree with that. One other thing I would just add to that is like say, I mean, you kind of mentioned it earlier, is like just to take that day And that's, maybe 2 or 3 days into your vacation. This is even for folks that are going down for a week on maybe a first time trip, to just make it a resort day. And not only just about your resort, if you're staying at Pop Century, enjoy the pool there at Pop Century, have lunch at everything Pop, because that's great. But maybe go to another resort that evening and have a dinner at, schedule your dinner at, say, you could have dinner at Olivia's, just so you can see what Old Key West looks like, or
jumping over to Sebastian's, like, if you're on the Skyliner or something.
Yes, make it super simple.
Of those amenities,
right? Or like go to Beaches and Cream. That'd be a great night, right? Because you could use the Skyliner to get to Beaches and Cream. But I mean, think about that. You could like have entertainment on the board. That'd be better, because then you could have entertainment around the boardwalk after you have dinner, and kind of explore the nightlife around the boardwalk. I mean, that would be a great day to just kind of, you could walk through the Yacht and the Beach Club. If like you're a first time visitor and you're staying at Pop Century, that's a value, but you could see what like the deluxe resorts look like on the inside. And especially around the holidays, you can see the Christmas displays, because, they'll have the carousel. I think it's at the Yacht Club, that chocolate thing. I think they're still having that. I think they have trains this year. But what have you, they all look nice. So
exactly,
but it's one of those things, like, when you go to the parks, it takes it out of you, which is exciting. It's fun. It's like that's a controlled chaos of a Disney vacation, which is great. But with the resorts, it's laid back, it's chill. There's no lines, there's no stress. It's kind of easy, just chill out and have a good time. So I agree with
getting out of that run and bustle and get the most value out of your money. But sometimes the most value out of your money is
chilling.
Just enjoying where you're at, not necessarily the ride.
Yeah. And it's a good recharge, like day 3, day 4 out of 7 days. And then, because then what it does, it reamps you up for that next day. Like by the end of that day, you're like, I'm ready to go back to the parks. Like I need, like you start missing it again. You start getting a little FOMO again, like after about one day, and you're like, I get back, and you start feeling it again. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, again, have a happy Thanksgiving for you and Pam. To the kids, I hope they're both coming home for the holidays, and same thing with Scotty G, Ricky, and Pam. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and just enjoy your surroundings with your family.
I am getting one kid home for Thanksgiving. The other one's coaching basketball, but she's coming home for Christmas. So you got to take what you can get. One of them will be here, but
give and take at that point. Mine's exactly 29 right. years old, so I know the feeling.
Basketball doesn't take Thanksgiving off, but we get Christmas, so we get that. So I'm excited to get him that. So I appreciate you, Brandon. Happy Thanksgiving to you and Pam.
All right, take care, buddy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, you know what? That is going to put a wrap on tonight's show. Thank you for the great calls, and more importantly, just thank you for always being a friend of our podcast. Man, we have so much fun doing this show. I cannot tell you. I love getting to talk to Pam, Scotty, Ricky every week. But I love the interactions we get to have together throughout the year. We've been doing this for almost 19 years. Every Monday, somebody comes on, shares a story, shares their trip to Walt Disney World. Sometimes it's a cruise, sometimes it's Disneyland. Every once in a while, it's an Adventures by Disney trip. You're going to get to hear tomorrow Ella talk about her Disney college program experience. I mean, I learned so much, and she is brilliant. Let me just tell you, she is smarter than I will ever be, down at North Carolina State, studying to get her doctorate. She'll have that lickety split, studying statistics and so forth, and queuing theory. You're going to hear that story about how it all started at Beaches. Speaking of Beaches and Cream, little behind the scenes there, working with Len Testa. It's a great show, but I just love being able to tell stories. I don't get to tell the stories. You guys tell the stories on Mondays. I just get to sit back and get to be a part of that. And I thank you all for that. In the season of Thanksgiving, I just want you to know that I am so very thankful that you take the time to support our show. We're an independent show. We're not like a Spotify exclusive. We're not, backed by Apple Podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, but we're not, promoted by any big conglomerate. I'm a guy in Baldwin Spring, Missouri, in his daughter's basement that loves podcasting, loves the idea of podcasting, loves Disney, and loves building a community of friends that can all rally around something that is good in the world, that we can all help each other have better trips, that we can share in good stories, and hopefully make each other's commutes happier, runs a little bit better, doing the dishes a little bit happier if we can do that. And maybe like if you have a if you're in the hospital or something, you could listen to a podcast to pass an hour that maybe would be not as pleasant. That's kind of my goal with the show. And I just thank you for allowing us to do that. You guys are the best. And I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I just want you to always know that. All right, we're going to jump out of here and we'll be back again on, well, this week with the shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Pam Forrester is back from the Disney Destiny. Cannot wait to hear about that on this week's shows. Ricky's going to join us as well. Of course, Scott's on a Disney Fantasy, so he won't be here. He'll be living his life, best life there at sea, but he'll be talking about that next week when he gets back. Don't forget, our shows are always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. So you can check out all those details right now over at themagicforless.com. As you do that holiday shopping, we'd love it if you'd use our Amazon affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click through that, takes you right back to Amazon, and it does support our show just a little bitty bit, but a little bit helps if everybody does it. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the ones that keep us on the air. We could not do this without you. This all does cost quite a bit. And our patrons do help pay the bills for all this to keep the podcast going. So thank you so much, each and every one of you. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And when you do that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every week. So come on over to patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can follow me on the social media. I'm at beourguestmike on Instagram, x.com, and Threads. And of course, join us in the Clubhouse. That's our Discord server. It's like a live chat room / live message board. It's so much fun. We talk about everything over there. Disney, sports, life in general, anything you need to know. Come on over. We have like 1,700 great Disney fans over there. No mess, no fuss. It's just fun. Your invitation's waiting right now. Just go to beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse and join us next Sunday night. Yes, or even over the holiday weekend. We'll have one more call-in show before I go on my cruise because we're going to take a week off while I'm at sea. So join us next Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 places: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch. All right, I'm going to jump out of here and we'll be back again next Sunday night for the live call-in show. We'll have the shows this week. So right now, if you're listening on the feed, happy Thanksgiving to you. Hope you're having a great one with your friends and family. Again, super thankful for you. So for Scott, Ricky, and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Thanksgiving. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right. Thanks, everybody. And great calls. You guys were the bomb. And we'll be back tomorrow, normal time. Let's see, 5:30 Eastern with Pam and Ricky. It's the OG crew. Pam's back from her cruise. So guess what we're talking about? The Disney Destiny. Yes. I can't wait because I get to go on it next 2 weeks. All right. I'll see you guys. Got to edit. Bye.